Okay. So, hello and welcome back to Spivey Talks. Of course, I am the host, Spivey. I know I haven't done a video for several days now, but part of it was due to weather, part of it was due to trying to avoid going into topics I didn't feel like discussing at the time. However, due to the nature of these issues that's been going on, I do feel I want to go ahead and speak out on them at this time. Um, so, starting off, there is a lot of talk right now of people being upset with Pepsi or just making jokes or whatever the case may be. Now, that's totally fine. If you want to make jokes or boycott or whatever you want to do, you're grown, you're an adult. If you're not, you're a child and you're do whatever you're allowed to do based on your parents. Whatever. It's not my place. However, I I've seen the source material, which is the video which I'm gonna play for you now. And after you see the video, at least this way you've seen it for sure, I'm going to tell you my thoughts on the situation. So, without further ado, okay, so that you understand what's going on, the reason the audio is cut, this is actually my second recording. This is an hour after the original recording went live. This is being recorded, played live. Fox News actually banned this video, the original video that you're actually looking at, where this voiceover is simply me, as you can see here with this mouse over. Playing my original video for you. I had to cut the sound here from the ad itself because there's a copyright issue with the song that's in the ad. But that's fine. I have no problem with removing that. But at the end of this video, I'm going to speak on issues dealing with Fox News. And so for that, Fox News actually banned my video worldwide so that it wouldn't get out in under an hour of it actually posting. So I'm doing it again. That way, there's no way they can try to claim anything um, for them banning my video. There's no audio, there's nothing. And if Fox News is trying to say that they own Pepsi, then that's a whole nother ball game of which to look into. But that's neither here nor there. This, of course, will be updated in a full-on video about what happened and why after I see how this result goes once this is posted. So I'm gonna let you continue as this video is almost over. And after a day of having it up, they took it down. Okay, so now this video is the ad that the company ran, that Pepsi ran, and after a day of having it up, they took it down. The reason they took it down is because there was a massive amount of backlash with people being upset about this commercial, this ad. Okay, now personally, I don't have a problem with it, in the sense that I don't feel like it was belittling any of the marches or movements or issues that people have been protesting about. Now, I do feel like it was beyond absurd as far as trying to make it seem like it was a protest because I can't recall the last protest where people were smiling and singing and dancing and playing instruments and just having a good time. Um, because protests typically are for a very serious reason. Now, mind you, I'm not referring to something like the women's march that happened after President Trump was elected, because that was a different kind of situation. That wasn't the same type of situation like what was going on dealing with like the Black Lives Matter, or some of the Native Americans trying to protest about the pipelines is going to potentially destroy their water supply. So their very method of survival is at stake, and so these protests are serious matters that are life and death situations. Whereas this Pepsi commercial, there's no point to their protest. It literally, the signs are saying stuff like, I think, peace, and I think one of them even said conservation. But there was no point, as far as I saw, to that commercial. Now, again, I don't. I'm not saying that the commercial was smart in any way, but I don't feel like they had malicious intent, that they were trying to downplay anything. There was no all lives matter signs or Black Lives Matter signs or protect the cops signs or any kind of thing to try to say which side in any situation is right about an issue that didn't actually exist in the commercial. Um, a friend of mine just moments ago actually said he felt like perhaps it's a method to distract from other more serious issues. Um, and I can't argue that I don't agree, but well, I can actually. I can argue that I don't agree, but I want to say that there are too many situations where media will throw something and allow the wolves to pick it apart, to distract the rest of the world and cause a bigger issue than what needs to be. This Pepsi commercial, no matter how retarded, and I don't mean retarded in some sort of, anyway, not going there. So you can use your own intelligence to determine what I meant by that. But what I believe is that their intent was to make money, to be progressive, and as far as I can recall, correct me if I'm wrong, they're the only company to make any kind of statement acknowledging protesting in a positive way, that protesting can be peaceful protesting, which a great deal of protesting is and is supposed to be, um, and when done correctly anyway. But when tempers rise, of course, things change. And the way the media normally presents it to the world is always in a negative connotation, at least the ones that I'm aware of. There may have been some out there that weren't in the same kind of light or situation. But that's neither here nor there. That's not the point of this particular video. The point of this video is, well, if this is something that's distracting people from other issues, well, what? Could we have situations where Fox News finally fired their previous comptroller who was having racial issues, which allegedly, because it hasn't gone to court and been proven yet, if at all, of racial issues. And I watched the news reporting on that, media reporting on the situation with that, which is definitely absurd, if all accusations are true. There are several issues that are going on, but I've seen posts of people saying, this one post I saw earlier today with a gentleman taking a photo of a cop car behind him saying, if only I had a Pepsi, which it made me laugh. But at the same time, it's like people are saying they want to protest Pepsi. No, if you want to protest something, again, you're grown. If you want to protest Pepsi, that's fine. But I believe you should definitely look more towards protesting something that matters. Example, with all the racial issues that Fox News have been dealing with for years, and so many of their people just now starting to be fired over all of the massive amounts of controversy that they themselves have started and perpetrated as a culture of that news broadcasting source for so long. I believe that they could, protesters, I mean, could take a look at the companies who are advertising and supporting Fox News. And if you want to protest something, why not that? Why not protest something that's actually causing so much unease, unrest, and definitely shading in a very negative light situations that deserve a chance to be heard properly, and not just the retarded, the specialness of what the Fox News presents and how they've been presenting things. I have tried to inform friends and whatnot, like through the posting that I put on Facebook, things of that sort, of different issues as they come up from time to time. And I've, like I said, I've been silent on this for 3 days or so, because I did not at the time want to try to pull in people based on this topic, but it's getting more and more absurd, in my opinion, as to getting mad at Pepsi. Mind you, I myself, when I first saw people making posts about they prefer Coke over Pepsi, I was like, that's crazy, because Coke is disgusting in comparison to Pepsi. Pepsi is like greatness. And because I'm a drinker, as my 100 proof videos would imply, I like to put Pepsi with my liquor. I will continue to do so until I see Pepsi do something that I believe to be malicious or just profoundly ill-advised, like sponsor a rally for Trump and his supporters, something of that nature, or something that I can actually find offense in. Until that day, I'm still drinking my Pepsi. Matter of fact, I actually just finished off some Pepsi today with my liquor for my earlier videos. And I will probably have to go out to the store sometime tomorrow to get some more. Honestly, Pepsi and ginger ale are my top two mixes for liquor. Personally, I can't speak for you or what you like, but those are my top two. Next two would be root beer and Minute Maid lemonade. Those would be my next two. So, but period. Pepsi and ginger ale are the top two. It's delicious. I stick with it. It's great. I drink responsibly. And I'm gonna let that subject rest because I don't want to beat a dead horse. Again, the whole issue behind what's going on for Pepsi, in my opinion, is undeserved as far as this commercial. They've made dumb advertisements in the past. Nobody wanted to try to boycott them for. Let me rethink that. Have they tried to boycott before? I don't recall any boycotts for Pepsi. Pepsi made some disgusting drinks before, like Pepsi Clear, and that's just nasty. But companies are stupid, and they're trying to make a grab for money, and that's what they're supposed to do. They missed the ball. Come on, let's move on. In my opinion, I'm not getting paid by Pepsi in any way at this time, but if Pepsi would like to sponsor me, I will accept. Again, until such time as I find issue with them, I have no issue, and this, for me, is not an issue. Y'all have a good night. I will be back with another video sometime within the next hour or so. So there will be 2 streams tonight because, as I said, I have been behind. Now, if you disagree with me or you feel like for whatever reason Pepsi is at fault, they are so wrong and they're diminishing the fight that we're having for the Black Lives Matter, or for whatever other issue that you think Pepsi is making light of potentially. These are things that I heard and read on forums of people having issues with Pepsi. By all means, comment down below and let me know what you think. If you want to have a discussion on it, by all means, comment. If you feel I'm right, say it. Everybody has their own voice, and this is clearly what my channel is about, expressing your voice. Again, I'm Spivey. Y'all have a great night. Like, share, comment below. All right.